Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to this week's edition of weather observations in comparison to the National Weather Service observations made at the Fairbanks International Airport. Again, my observations location was located at 590 University Avenue, Fairbanks, Alaska, which is just south of the university, northeast of the airport, located in the interior of Alaska. We'll start with the air temperature readings and correlations. As you can see, the red is the northwest weather observations and my highs and lows. So I began my observations Wednesday, January 28th, 2015 at 1:30. The current temperature was 27.4 degrees below zero, and the barometric pressure was 1013.2 millibars. We had clear skies with zero on the Beaufort scale and wind. The Thursday, January 29th, at 12:20 in the afternoon, my current temperature was 30.7 degrees below zero. I had a barometric pressure reading of 1013.2 millibars. A slight increase in wind today. It was a 1 on the Beaufort scale. And it was moving at about 100 degrees, which is basically out of the west to the east. It was blue skies. I did kind of notice some pollution hanging in the air as I looked up, and there was some thin, wispy stratocumulus clouds high in the sky. January 30th, 2015, I took my measurements at 12:30 in the afternoon. The current temperature was at a negative 28.2 degrees Fahrenheit. The wind was a 0 with no noticeable directions, and no real cloud cover could be accounted for. January 31st, 2015, I took my weather observation at 11:30, and the current temperature was negative 24.1 degrees Fahrenheit. Similar to the rest of the week, we did have a little bit of wind, although it was moving today at about 280 degrees, which is basically the opposite of what it was Tuesday, which was from the west to the east at about a 1, clear blue skies. There seemed to have been maybe some fog in the air. It didn't look clean as you looked up to the sky. It just kind of looked like there was a bit of probably pollution hanging in the air, which is pretty typical for this time of year with colder temperatures in Fairbanks. And the February 1st, 2015, my measurement I took at 2 p.m. and it was currently at 11 degrees below zero. The wind was a 1 on a Beaufort scale, and it was still moving to the east at about 280 degrees with the magnetic declination taken into consideration. At a no sky covered, visibility was 10, no clouds. So as we move into comparing the pressure observations that I took versus the pressure observations that were noticed by National Weather Service, my trend seems to really be accurate on the 29th through the 1st, but I'm not really sure what happened on the 28th. I don't know if it's human error or what, but for the most part, I'm relatively happy with my observations, given that they follow the same trend line as you can see here, although I seem to have a slightly higher recording. I don't think the elevation difference between where I'm at and Fairbanks International Airport would play a lot into this, although I am south of the university's power plant, and it does put out a lot of pollution. I don't know if that has anything to do with it. The humidity, that basically the temperatures dropped out, 30 plus below zero, and we had no humidity to speak of. As you can see, as the National Service weather maps, Wednesday, January 28th, we're in the middle here of Alaska, and it's just in the middle of a high with some of these troughs just to the south, which is a boundary of low pressure. I guess, just north of here you can see, but it just kind of keeps locked in here into the high pressure. Thursday, January 29th, you can see a low stationary front to the west over here forming off the coast of Russia, and the interior Alaska is clearly stuck in the middle of a high pressure zone. And then you have another stationary front to the south with some precipitation. Friday, January 30th, 2015. So we do have a warm front to the west, and you can see from our temperatures they do kind of increase with this high pressure to the left kind of building. We're still in the middle of a high pressure zone, and the millibars recorded are 1046. And then you have a low and a cold front down here to the southeast. It kind of moved out of the area. Saturday, January 31st, you've got a cold front to the west, and a high warm front to the north of that, and a low kind of moving counterclockwise. And we do see some precipitation to the far north in Alaska. But here again, the high pressure was observed all week. Basically clear skies, very little winds, and as you can tell from all the photos, there has been very little no cloud cover whatsoever to speak of in the interior, although we have had some to the west, which probably had something to do with the rise in temperature that we noticed towards the end of the week. And that was our week's worth of observations taken in comparison with the Fairbanks Weather Observation Station at the airport. Thank everybody for tuning in, and see you next time.